What's up, nerds? It's your boy, Fury Rider, and I'm coming at you today with something that's actually super cool. I like to call her my biggest fan, one of my best friends, longtime viewer of the channel. Pretty much since I began the channel, she has been like a top commenter and viewer, and she talks to me. She actually waits for the release of the videos, so it means a lot. She's really supportive. We work together. Her name is Audrey, and she is super cool, and she did something awesome that she really didn't have to do. It only is fair that I make a video about it. This is actually the envelope it came in. It's super cool. Like it's just fancy. I like it. But what it is, aside from the envelope, is actually something that's really cool, and I'll share the story. So, when Audrey got hired, we actually bonded over two things. The first thing was that we both like Alkaline Trio. She's a lot more of a bigger fan than I am. We have the tattoo. But the next thing that we bonded over was that we both love, and I'm talking like absolutely adore, read everything by this author, Chuck Palahniuk. She always rips into me because I say his name incorrectly, and I am so sorry, but it's just been ingrained from years. So in high school, I would actually go to, it was called Hastings. I'm not sure how it is across the rest of the country or even the world, but it was like an entertainment superstore. So I would go to Hastings, and when his new book would come out, I would be there immediately that next day, because there was, the Hastings I went to never did like midnight launches for any book really, except for Harry Potter and I think Twilight, and that was it. Every time a new book by Chuck Palahniuk would come out, and I know I pronounced it wrong, I'm sorry, I would be there the next day to buy the hardcover edition, and they would always put like two on the shelf, and so when I would get there, I'd buy the first one, or in some cases I'd actually buy the second one, depending on what it was. So I got like Snuff, I think Pygmy, Tell All, Beautiful You. The first book that I got, to no surprise, is Fight Club. Now I will say, Fight Club is not my favorite book by him. My favorite book by him is actually Rant. It is just amazing. I love it. I lent it to my best friend's mom, may she rest in peace, and she refused to give it back for like 2 years. So it took a very long time to get it back. There was a contest on Instagram, I believe, for his fan club, which is called The Cult. There was a contest, and so basically you had to nominate another person to receive a limited edition, leather-bound, gold leaf, beautiful version of Fight Club, signed by Chuck with a personal message. And so Audrey nominated me, and she explained everything that happened to me, not just in terms of the accident, but all the other bad things that are going on right now. To get all the depressing stuff out of the way, let's look at the contents. So I'll start first with this beautiful manila envelope that actually, on the back, we did have to cut it. It says Biohazard, and there we go, Tyler Durden. I'm assuming this is a still from, or a panel, actually from Fight Club 3, which is either just been released or about to be released. And so, yeah, wash your hands. On the inside, by Chuck himself, I'm assuming that the illustrator for Fight Club 3 actually drew this. It says Chuck, Snowflake, and also that he did see my crash on YouTube. That to me just kind of boggled my mind. It's not something that I'm like necessarily proud of, like, hey, I was in a motorcycle accident. But the fact that, he actually went and saw what happened to a fan of his and was like, yo, I don't know his reaction, but I'm assuming it's something along the lines of, yeah, that guy got messed up. So on the inside, that Audrey set me up for the surprise, and not to break any more bones. And he signed and dated it. Just to specify, I did not know this was going on. I literally just got this in the mail, and after, I was like, I messaged Audrey and was like, what the hell is going on here? And she let me know exactly everything that happened. So it was quite a surprise to so I think it was delivered yesterday actually, but my brother brought it in and just set it somewhere that just we didn't expect. So as we were getting ready to go to therapy this morning, my mom brings out this package, and it was just, again, mind-boggling. So the book was actually wrapped in a like wrapping paper, and this was what was on there. This is how they sealed the book. So it's just another one of those like really cool things that, you know, I'm gonna keep. So we put that back in there, and we got Burby in the background. Say hello, Burbies. I love when he does this. He just chills there. He's just like, yo, what's up? Right? Is that what's up? This is the book. This is the spine in all of its leather-bound glory. So I thought that, you know, the overall quality of how this looks is fantastic. The pages all have gold leaf, and there's actually some really cool things that they threw in here. So, like on this page, there's pumpkin seeds. I don't know the significance of the pumpkin seeds, but, and then also postcards from hell. So I'm not sure, it's been a while since I've been to his website or anything, but I'm not sure if he's finally finishing up this sequel, or the trilogy that is the Damned and Doomed trilogy. I'm hoping that it's called Darned. Like, let's be honest, like Damned, Doomed, Darned, because at that point she's gonna be in heaven. So it's just a silly thing for me. But aside from those postcards, let's actually get into the book. So I did put the bookmarker there because I decided to read it again. But inside, you know, special printing from the author. But here's the cool thing, is that he did sign it again. He specifically stated that, you know, Audrey tells him that I'm an amazing human being and to keep getting stronger, and again, he signed it. Just the amount of care, like, from somebody that helped me get through a lot of abuse. Growing up, I was abused physically and emotionally, and one of the only ways that I could escape that was actually books and video games, and also movies and music. So there was a lot of things that I would do to escape. Most of the time, movies and video games were taken away from me. One of the only things that he would never take away from me was books. And so that's what I would do. When I get home, I couldn't, you know, do anything else. If I went outside to play with friends, I'd get degraded. If I stayed inside in the living room or something, I'd be just as degraded. So the only way to really escape was to just sit in my room, and I'd read under lamplight. Chuck Palahniuk books were the ones that I read from, I think, from sophomore year all the way to senior year, and even after and into college, I would just read books, just books. Chuck is one of my favorite authors. The way he writes is fantastic. The content of his books too, they just help me get through, knowing that I wasn't the only fucked up person in the world, but also that, you know, these fucked up people, these people that have all these issues, they're all messed up, you know, like, we're just human. When I was going through all of that stuff, like, it was like, you know, I could do that. I am suffering through this, I can do something like that. And so it just means a lot that somebody that helped me escape, even to this day in a situation where I just don't have any control, is still helping me escape. I think it's fantastic. And most of all, just mad shout outs to Audrey. And I actually sent Chuck a message, said if he ever ends up in Albuquerque, I'm gonna bring a book and have him sign it for Audrey, because that's the least I can do for her. And maybe, I'm sure he wouldn't want it, but maybe if he's up to it, like, buy him a coffee at least for, you know, having to suffer through that video and sending me something that I'm gonna cherish and keep for the rest of my life. But I just wanted to thank Audrey, I wanted to thank Chuck, and let you guys know that this means the world to me. It's gonna be with me forever. It's gonna be like an heirloom. Thank you guys. We'll catch you guys in the next one, and hopefully you guys are excited for all the new content that's coming out. So if you like the video, make sure to hit subscribe, join the notification squad, leave a comment in the video if what is your favorite. And I'm so sorry, but what is your favorite Palahniuk book? And we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.